Hello and welcome to my F1 24 driver career mode here today for part 41 for the Belgium Grand Prix, the final race before the summer break. Come into the final chicane, the bus stop chicane, get the hammer down up to the line, and that first lap will put us P4. Now our second run on the same set of tyre, we completely dropped the back end and we've dropped it again. But we've still found 3/10 of a second, so that shows you how much time is in the bus stop chicane. As now we skip on to the end of qualifying, we've found 3/10 already. We know there's a lot of time in this bus stop chicane. Now we just have to nail it. This time we do. You can see the time going up and up and up. 8/10 of a second we found, but it will only be good enough for P2 as we're beaten by 0.02 of a second and the top 4 being covered by 45,000 of a second.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position and Brown completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Albon, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Verstappen, Leclerc, Russell, Sainz, Ricciardo, Gasly, Perez, Tsunoda, Ocon, Bottas, Hamilton, Joe, Stroll, Sargent, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. Right then, the formation lap has started, and I must say the weather conditions aren't the best today for visibility and grip. As each driver performs this lap, they'll be wanting to settle in and concentrate, as this race in these conditions will require a lot of focus. So as all the cars reform the grid, the drivers will be hoping to get a strong start. They'll want to earn some valuable points from today's race, with final communications being done with their race engineers, ensuring their planned strategies are all in place.
So it is meant to rain for the entire Grand Prix. Who will come out on top though in Spa? It's lights out and away we go. Everyone is crawling off the line and we've got a good second phase. We're alongside Oscar Piastri. We're briefly ahead of the McLaren. We're trying to go around the outside now at La Source, try and find the traction, but Piastri fends us off. But now we're going to get the toe all the way down the hill. Down for a rouge we go on lap 1, up over the top of Bahrain. We have a little bit of a twitch, and now we're right in the tyre tracks of the McLaren. He's going to go defective to the inside. He really goes off the inside, so we're going to swap him, go to the outside. Can we get the job done round the outside of the chicane? Yes we can, we're into the lead, but we're all over the place trying to scramble for grip. We've nearly dropped the back end. We've ran wide again and opened the door for Oscar Piastri to go back through and retake the lead of the Grand Prix. In the background, Alonso getting the job done, then on the other McLaren of Lando Norris. As we go on to lap 2 now, Piastri's pulled a small gap coming out of the bus stop chicane. Now though, is it round 2? Can we get Piastri for good this time on the second lap of the race? It's now down for a rouge, we go over the hill, and this time we've had a big wobble there. We've kept the car on the track though just now. In the slipstream of the McLaren, Piastri doing exactly what he did a lap before, and it didn't work then, and it's not worked again for him. Round the outside, we take the lead of the Grand Prix once more. This time though, we don't drop it through the rest of the chicane, and we hang on to the lead of the Grand Prix. Lap 3 now, we haven't quite been able to pull away from the McLaren, as Piastri is getting closer and closer to the back of us. He goes to the inside. We're going to stay on the racing line where the grip is. And now, is he going to outbrake us? No, he's not. He's going to back out of it. We really put across him there and keep the lead of the race as we scramble for some grip. On to lap 8 now. This is the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc going bang. That Ferrari engine has gone, and it's a horrible race once more for Charles Leclerc as he pulls over to retire. He had a shocker at Silverstone last time out when he had that contact with Albon at turn 1, and his race is over after just 8 laps here in Spa. Our tyres though, lap 11, were starting to scream and starting to go off a little bit. Our straight line speed was very much keeping us ahead, as now Albon goes for a move on Oscar Piastri. It's side by side, he just gets his nose ahead. Is Piastri still in the fight, or has Albon taken it? Albon nearly won here last season, round the outside. Piastri tries to keep it, Albon keeps it round the outside for the second part, and Albon has taken P2 in this Grand Prix. Albon of course nearly won this race last year when we were his teammates after that great strategy by him. So we're on lap 13 now, and you can see the rear tyres are starting to overheat slightly. The rain's still coming down, but there is a dry line a bit more now compared to the opening couple of laps of the race. But there's no point pitting because no one's going to pit by the seams of things this late into the race, over half distance, and we're just going to be gifting a win away if we do. So we've got to keep going and try and nurse these inters to the end of the Grand Prix. Very much season 1 Monza vibes here as we make a mistake to the inside. Goes Albon, nearly gets us, we nearly dropped it again. The tyres are screaming now, we just need to keep it under control as we've nearly dropped it again. Albon now has seen a chance to take the lead of the Grand Prix, and that's exactly what he's done briefly, but we've kept it pinned around the outside and we've kept the lead of this race. We were just keeping him outside at DRS. Our straight line speed was really helping us out, but we're struggling with these tyres now at lap 16, now lap 17. Albon is in the tyre tracks, Albon's going for the lead of the Grand Prix. Does he get it? Briefly ahead, we're still trying to keep it pinned down the inside. We give him the elbow, we keep the lead of the race, and now Piastri's on the back of him, but we just can't pull away at this stage of the race. Lap 18 now, there's just 4 to go. You can see the tyres are screaming as we've dropped the back end. We've just got to keep going here. That's the only thing we can do. Hope these tyres get to the end. This is very much Monza vibes here, back in season 1, but that day ended badly. We're hoping that doesn't happen this time, as Albon now goes to the outside and gets us. This time he's a lot further ahead, but we're still going to be late on the brakes. Try and hold it to the inside. Albon has the outside line, we're going to keep it pinned round the outside, keep that position. There is some train now starting to form behind us as we're struggling more and more as Albon tries to go to the outside. Has he got the job done here? I don't think he has. No, he's still behind us, but there's very much a trolley train here, but we've just got to keep him behind. There's only a couple of laps to go. Lap 19, 3 laps to go in this race. It's now Albon goes to the outside once more, up the inside this time. We're going to try and keep it round the outside, and we keep him behind. Piastri's dropped back a bit. Piastri doesn't seem to have the straight line speed to have a go here, which was very much helping us in the early stages. But lap 19, this is Albon still trying to get past us. We defend the inside line a little bit there. Albon is locked up, he's had a moment, and he's waved through both of the McLarens there and drops P4. That's given us a bit of a breather for a couple of corners, but Piastri now is eyeing up the win once again after starting on pole. Can he get us this time? We'll have to wait and see, as we are now, there's just 2 laps to go. As we can see the rear tyres now, they are screaming as we try and get out of La Source. Now down towards, it's gone, the rear right tyre is gone, we've got a puncture. It's ended badly once again, and that could not be in a worse place on the longest track on the Formula 1 calendar. It goes out of La Source, the first corner. We've got to do an entire lap on 3 wheels. The tyre, the rear right has gone, and I hope of back-to-back wins after Silverstone have gone literally bang with the tyre then. We've dropped all the way down now to P14 as we scramble to get to the pits again, as we're all over the road just trying to keep the car in a straight line. We've got one front wheel in the air as the Sauber there has nearly dropped it, as so is the Ferrari of Hamilton. He's made contact with us, that's taken off our end plate. So not only do we have a puncture, we have a damaged front wing now as well, as we go round that long right-hander, try and get the car in a straight line. Keep going here now into 99 corner. We've lit it up, we've spun the car, we've just about kept it in a straight line there and stopping it going all the way round, but it's not good. It's all gone wrong. Back in Monza in season 1, we were fighting for a podium that day in our Williams, and we got a puncture going on to the final lap, and it's near enough copy and paste of what's happened here today in Spa as we make it back to the pits. This is the team McLaren's now. McLaren have gone from a 3-4 to a 1-2, and everyone's pitting here. Literally half of the field is in. Have they seen our puncture and thought the tyres are right on the limit? We don't want that to happen to us, as Lando's in, Albon is in, everyone's in pretty much. This is a chaotic end to what's been a pretty dull but Belgium Grand Prix. Literally half of the field are in here. We're still going. They must have seen our puncture and decided that no, it's not worth the risk with 2 laps to go. As now they come out onto the track, down for a rouge on brand new tyres. This is a replay of what happened with Lewis Hamilton. You can see the Sauber there, and then we've just got the back end and he's clipped. Well, we've clipped him really, as in all of that, we've slowly got back towards the end of the track and the pits. It's taken a very long time. It's been a very eventful lap for all the wrong reasons here in Spa, but we've finally made it back to the pits. We've gone from first to last in 1 lap, and it's destroyed our race. We might as well retire the car pretty much. There's 2 laps to go. Points, unless the miracle happens, is gone out the window here. But we're going to put some brand new wins on. Maybe we can get the fastest lap or something, so it looks like we've done something in this race. And now we trundle down the pit lane for the final 2 laps of this race. It's all gone downhill, but this is now Piastri leading the race, and they're boxing going on to the final lap of this race. Piastri's in, Alonso's in, Max is in, everyone pretty much is in of those that stayed out, not risking one final lap on the intermediate tyres. And it's job done in terms of the pits. They've actually had something to do today. But what a chaotic end to this race. They've seen our puncture and everyone's decided, no, we have to pit. Coming out of the pits and on the final lap has really spiced this up. Max stays behind the McLaren and now is right in the path of George Russell, who's all over the back of the Red Bull. Can the Mercedes get the Red Bull as he's getting closer and closer? Is he going to go to the outside, or is he too far back? George fends him off, as that was Alonso going round the outside of George there, having his fancies at Max Verstappen as well, but Alonso can't find a way through. But Oscar Piastri, what a drive from his point of view. He nursed the car, the tyres, he watched everyone fall apart around him, and he's going to win the Belgium Grand Prix. Albon gets back-to-back P2s in Spa, and it's the McLaren 2-1-3 as well, as everyone is flooding through. and some way back on the track, going through Pouon as we nearly dropped the car again. We are still going, as now we skip on further round the final lap. It's been a horrible day. It was looking so good for 99% of the race, but it ends horribly. We weren't quick enough for the fastest lap, but it's a poor P19.
He has left the field in his dust. Oscar Piastri takes the win.
They led from lights out to the flag at the end, and their race victory was never in doubt, was it? Brilliant stuff by them.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure, and no doubt they'll be celebrating tonight.
So that's been your Belgium Grand Prix. Good win by Oscar Piastri. Fair play to him. He bided his time. He watched everything go on around him and came out on top in the end. Albon, second year in a row, he finishes P2 in Spa, beaten by a McLaren once again. Last season it was Lando. This season it was Piastri. But it's a good race for him in the Williams. He seems to come alive in the wet. And then Max was P4 and George rounds out the top 5 after fending off our teammate Fernando Alonso in P6. Bit of a poor day for us in the end as a team. As down at the back, the one retirement was Charles Leclerc very early on in the race, and then us with that puncher going from first to last. It's 25 very valuable points at this stage of the season gone out the window, and it's going to be hard to recover from that for the rest of the season. It's a horrible way to end the first half of the season as well. But in terms of the Drivers' Championship then, and Max has pulled out slightly to Fernando Alonso. The gap now 38 points back to Fernando Alonso. We've actually been jumped by Lando Norris for P3 after that third place for the McLaren today, and we've dropped a long way behind as well. The gap was 42 points coming into this race. We're now 54 points behind. There's still a long way to go this season. It's going to probably need a miracle, but we may just still have some hope at the title. And then down at the back, Logan Sargent is your one who is rock bottom of the Drivers' World Championship, and there's still quite a few drivers still yet to score. In terms of the constructors then, our lead has been cut down slightly. It was 27 points, it's now 21. It could have been such of a big swing the other way. And then McLaren are P3, Ferrari P4, Mercedes are P5. For the first time this season, RB have got a point with Yuki Tsunoda, so it's just Sauber and Haas who are still yet to score this season. But that's been then your Belgium Grand Prix, and the first half of the season wrapped up for 2026. Very mixed bag so far this season. A lot of points dropped. We go to Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix. I'll see you then. Goodbye.